Someone called me lucky. Not a stranger, someone that I knew. Someone who watched my family pay off $116,000 in debt, watched us save for our kids' college fund, watch us build a life that looked stable from the outside. Lucky. Like we'd won something, like we'd stumbled into it, like the thousands of small decisions we made over 20 years, the restaurants we didn't experience, the treats we said no to, the trips we scaled back, sharing one vehicle so we never had a car payment. Like none of that was real. I've thought about that word a lot because here's what luck doesn't explain. Luck doesn't explain the Saturday mornings at the kitchen table working through the budget when we would rather be relaxing. It doesn't explain the years of saying no to things so that we could say yes to the things that actually mattered. It doesn't explain why our kids have college funds right now. Not because money fell out of the sky, but because we put money away even when things felt tight. That's not luck. And what I want to talk about today is what it actually is. Here's what I think happens when someone looks at where you are financially and calls it luck. They're seeing the result. They're not seeing the messy middle. They don't see the years of boring, invisible, unglamorous work. The seasons when you wanted a reward, when you wanted easy, when you wanted a new car, but you stayed the course. The Saturday morning budget meetings, saying no so much that you don't even realize it in the moment, but it compounded into something real over time. They see where you ended up and they compare it to where they are. And when that gap feels too big to explain by effort alone, they call it luck. I understand why. It's because it's easier. Lucky is a whole lot easier than effort, persistence, and consistency. Because if you're lucky, they don't have to do anything differently. Things would just happen to you regardless of effort. If you worked for it, they would have to face the fact that the reward took work. The free spreadsheet that I've used to track all of this for 20 years is linked below. I'll show you how it connects with everything I'm about to say. The person who called me lucky wasn't working at the time. She was waiting for the right opportunity, the right job, the right moment for things to fall into place. She wanted the perfect job without working the entry-level job first, the financial stability without the years that it takes to build it. She wanted the flashy car without the ability to pay the car payment, let alone buy it with cash. She wanted the outcome without the messy middle effort. I don't say that to be unkind. I say that because I think that most of us had been her at some point. I know that I have. Wanting the result without putting in the work that it took to get there. She was comparing her beginning to our middle. You rarely see someone else's effort, middle, or mess. You only see where they ended up. The Instagram post, the vacation, the fancy car, not the 20 years of Saturday mornings and saying no and making sacrifices and staying the course even when it was hard. It does look like luck from the outside because you didn't watch them get there. I want to be honest about something before I go further. I carry privilege. I'm a white, educated, English-speaking American with a college degree and a spouse with a steady income. Those things create real opportunities that not everyone has, and I hold that very seriously. But privilege and luck are not the same thing, because the college funds my kids have right now, those aren't luck. Those are the Sonic runs we didn't take, the Chipotle we drove past because we had food at home, the version of the trip that we didn't take so that we could pay cash for a car, saying no to the kids' requests in the checkout line at Aldi, and saying no to my own need for a Diet Coke as well. None of those feel like anything in the moment. They don't feel like a sacrifice. They feel like Tuesday. But Tuesday after Tuesday after Tuesday, those decisions compound. That's not luck. That's the most unsexy, unglamorous, un-Instagrammable financial strategy that there is. Doing the same small thing consistently for a really long time. And that's what we've done for nearly 20 years. The reason that those small decisions add up for us, and it didn't always feel like they were adding up, is that we had a place to see them. We've used the same simple budget for almost 20 years. It's not complicated, super simple spreadsheet, and I update it several times a week. It's a place where I can give every dollar a name. College fund, causes we believe in, prioritizing our spending every month. Not because we had extra, but because we put it in before the money could disappear into something else. I talked to my son recently about compound interest, about how the money in his college account is growing, not just because we keep adding to it, but because we're not taking anything out and the interest compounds on itself. He's a teenager, and he actually got it. I was able to show him in real time how his college fund was growing because of compound interest. That conversation only happens because we started the account when he was little, not when we were financially comfortable, not when we had extra, when we decided that it was a priority for us. That's not luck. That's a decision made once and kept for years. The spreadsheet I use to make sure every one of those decisions has a home is free, and it's linked below this video. It's the same one that I've been using since 2007. Here's the part I really want you to hear. For our family, the reward isn't retiring early, a big vacation, or the perfect house. The reward is a savings account for when something goes wrong. The reward is paying cash for a new-to-us car instead of having a car payment every month. The reward is an adoption attorney calling with a $2,500 retainer and feeling peace, because we have that. The reward is options, not glamour. And options don't show up on Instagram. What shows up on Instagram is the vacation, the new car, the beautiful designer outfit. What doesn't show up is the decades of saying no to things that didn't matter so you could say yes to the things that did. That's the middle. That's what they don't see when they said we were lucky. I think about that word lucky, and I think the real thing it reveals is that the work is invisible. The small decisions are invisible. The Saturday morning budget meetings are invisible. The compounding is invisible until suddenly it isn't. And then someone looks at where you are and calls it luck. But it's not luck. Every small decision you make, the one that doesn't feel like anything, the one that's just Tuesday, is building something that you can't fully see yet. That's not luck. That's the work. That's the effort. That's the consistency. If you want a place to make those decisions visible, to see where every dollar is going before it disappears, the free spreadsheet that I've used is linked below in the description. It's the same system that I've been using since 2007. It's not complicated. It just makes the invisible visible. The link is in the description. And watch this video next, because that's where I show you exactly how I make sure nothing sneaks up on me month to month.